Lunchbox is brought to you by Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defoe, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Coming to you live today from our friends at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Fort Lauderdale. And we've got Lubie off to the side, potchking, trying to get me the link so that we could get fired up on the Let's Eat group. And we've got at the home base in Lauderdale by the Sea, Jeff Defoe DeForest. Is that the right town? Are you in Lauderdale by the Sea?
Lauderdale by the Sea it is, man. A great place, great dining destination, as you know, after many visits to Even Keel Fish Shack. And, of course, right across the street now, another Mike Mayo Lunchbox supporter, and that is Taco Craft, both brilliant places, and a lot of other very exciting restaurants and dining opportunities there. But you, Mike Mayo, I mean, and this is great because you're not usually alone. You're usually, especially of late, surrounded by celebrity chefs and restaurateurs of considerable accomplishments. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're by yourself in front of a salad, which I think that people are finding this dedication.
It's a little bit jarring.
And the continuation of it to be rather remarkable.
Yeah, you know, we're at Batch. It's at 525 North Federal Highway, and Kevin couldn't make it today, but we have the very capable general manager who can still not be named. One more month, we'll be able to do the big reveal. I can't even use his initials, but they are very sensitive to my needs here because they are aware that, you know, I am now in this new lifestyle regimen, and they figured it is perfect time of year to tie into summertime, lighter eating. Who says you can't eat lighter and healthier at a Southern restaurant?
You can.
And that is why
you can also have biscuits too.
Now, let me do my setup. They've got the beautiful quinoa apple salad with some feta cheese here. They've got this new grilled artichoke Caesar salad with some garlic croutons. I'm going to push to the side, Defoe, because carbs are evil. But Lubie here.
Well, those biscuits, it's not going to be easy to resist those. In fact, you should indulge a little bit. It's okay to cheat a little bit here and there.
It's basically the revenge of Lubie for Passover.
100%. Yeah, I mean, at 6 different Italian restaurants.
Passover
we hadn't
week.
been to any Italian restaurant. We went to like 6.
Happened to schedule a whole bunch. It just was a coincidence.
It was 3 in a 5-day span.
Where we had like some great pizza and pasta and all these like treif items for.
You're trying to bury the kid and his whole faith in the Jewish religion.
And prezzo.
It's funny though how I did the gefilte fish the week before Passover.
It's real funny.
And then all the pizza was Passover week. So now, of course, Lubie's getting his revenge. He was like, I can't eat all that rabbit food. I'm starving. I didn't eat all that. So he got biscuits and a burger because they have that great Dirty South burger for 954 Burger Month is ongoing that we've been talking about all month. And then he said, he looked at the menu and said, oh, I didn't realize they got chili. We got to get the chili. So he's going to have biscuits, burger, and chili. I am here with my...
The chili's lighter. It's like in the salad
But,
section.
you know, the ultimate goal with the summer, Defoe, is, you know, I'm trying to lose some
weight. You're not getting down to the deuce again, are you? You're using that?
I'm trying to get into that Speedo. I'm going to be very good looking
now
that I got
No, you're looking good. I mean, I see a noticeable difference, you know, now that I'm looking at you from a different angle here because I usually see you while squinting into the sun, you know, looking at the computer screen. But, no, you look good. You really do. And I like the food choices that you have. And you know what? Lubie's not wrong. If you go to Batch, and I'm really not a big biscuit guy. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to order biscuits in most places. And they're so good that you really have to do it.
Yes, it's automatic.
And it really is a different take on the whole thing.
Yeah. One little crunchy.
You don't want to cut it.
Not even a half, not even a quarter. Just a little fleck, outer shell.
Get yourself a generous piece and be at peace with it, Mike. It's okay.
And I love that every time we're here, they have a new jam. The chefs make their jam in-house, which is
today they have a strawberry basil jam. I already took a little taste of it. Very obviously delicious.
Yep.
Goes perfectly with the biscuit, but I'm just going to be good. I'm going to get my little, I think it's like a honey
Well, we
butter.
don't need the whole behavioral report every time you take a bite of something. These are so good that you're more than entitled to
Exactly.
deviate from the great discipline that you've been displaying and have a couple of bites. I mean, if you're going to go to batch, I
You
would
gotta get
say,
the
I mean, some people would think, yeah, you're going to have a salad. You want to start with something light. You don't want to eat a bunch of rolls or whatever, bread.
No, other way
But
around.
but the biscuits there, I mean, they're so irresistible. And Kevin, it really truly is an inspiration. This is one of my favorite guys. I mean, we have a lot of great people we deal with on the
Nice.
show, and you see the depth and the dedication. The incredible talent and creativity of a lot of the restaurant people that we have on the show, and Kevin, being a management sort of guy, I mean, also has a big eye on what's going on in the kitchen, and is really the epitome of the kind of guy that you would think would run a very high quality and winning organization, like the
Yeah,
people at
and
Batch.
all the people around him. Again, the general manager who cannot be named at this point, but
Now, is he going to come on with a voice shredder? Because I don't know that Lubie has the voice
might
shredder
do
and,
the-
and some kind
Yeah.
of silhouette thing.
Right.
Exactly.
through the darkened
Like he was
spot.
in witness protection or something.
Like, remember what was that
Yeah.
trial? The William Kennedy Smith.
Oh,
trial,
yeah.
where the Patricia Bowman was not identified. The alleged victim.
Was that Roy Black that defended
Yeah.
Kennedy and got him off somehow?
That was one
Even
of
though
those.
they had video of him on the dock with the woman.
Meanwhile, I wish you could see this. I don't know if you can see this, Defo. They
You
just
can see
brought
it.
out this beautiful bowl of chili. It's got an array
Oh,
of
wow, that looks
But
fantastic.
it's in
It's
their
got the
salad section, so it's
avocado.
lighter.
Avocado, beans. I think this actually falls in.
Are you
line with
stealing
my-
that from Lubie?
Well, I don't even see that much meat in it. Is this a vegetarian chili?
It's on their salad section.
Wow,
That's why I
I
got it. I
think
wasn't
it's a
trying to be sure.
vegetarian chili, and this is keeping with the theme. Kevin, I don't know if you saw, he posted something on the Let's Eat group. Actually, it was follow-up post to a guest, a customer who came in here and really enjoyed one of the vegan offerings that they have, which we're going to hit the table in a minute. It's a jackfruit sandwich. Do you know what
So what is that?
jackfruit?
Jackfruit sounds like something on Mutiny on the Bounty, right? What was that? They had breadfruit. That was the thing. Breadfruit.
No, well, breadfruit's an island thing, then, and
Yeah.
it's good. I've had it. My former in-laws used to make
That's
it.
delicious. I'm not tasting. There's no meat. I think it's
Yeah.
a meatless
I
vegetarian
wasn't
chili.
getting into. Look, I had already poked at the bear by getting the biscuits and the ridiculous burger. This was we're going light. We're going salads. I didn't realize they had their chili is not Skyline. It's in their salad section, so it's a part of their lighter fare. So
Now,
it's interesting.
we've got, and you'll notice there's not even any proteins or meats on top of it because Kevin is really kind of aiming now towards letting people know, especially those who are vegans or vegetarians, that just because it's Southern cuisine doesn't mean that it's off limits to those who have other, dietary needs or wants. And they've been playing around with their vegetarian and vegan section. They have this jackfruit sandwich. Jackfruit is actually, it's a fruit, but the way it can be processed and shredded, it resembles kind of pulled pork.
So
So-
that's one of the things that what Luke, right? They used. I think they were not Luke at the rabbit hole.
The rabbit
they
hole.
were using
Our friend
jackfruit.
Chef Samuel Woods up at the rabbit hole in Pompano Beach does a lot of, and here it is. That's the star of the show. Let's drop that in here. And here we go. Just as we
Oh,
were
look at
talking
that,
about
man. It looks
jackfruit,
like a pulled pork sandwich.
it looks like a pulled pork
Oh, that's
sandwich.
the jackfruit sandwich.
That's the jackfruit
Oh, I was
sandwich.
like, don't be mean to Mayo.
What? No. This I'm going to be able to eat.
Wow,
I'm going
that's
to take off
amazing.
the bun. I'm going to eat a little. I'm going to have it properly in sando form, as the kids call it,
Mhm.
with the bun, with the fire and ice pickles. They got a nice little side salad with it. Look at this. I'm surrounded by vegetables. I feel like a rabbit.
There you go.
And this is
These aren't standard vegetables.
Yes.
I think that would call for, I would imagine, part of the
If I had to
plan,
do
maybe a little bit on the devious side on the part of Kevin, who does have a little bit of prankster in him, especially
this
with
is
this
no
show, was to get you to do a big bite on that thing. Because it does look appropriate. Oh, you can't eat the bread. That's
He's
with
trying
this
to
new
not eat the
stance.
bread, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I
Well,
think
one big bite won't kill you. I don't think, Mike Mayo. That looks very tempting.
That's
I'm
what
curious
people
to
always
see.
say.
No, but what
I
does
wonder
it
how
actually
this is gonna
taste like?
cut, because it seems like it's something that's going to be very crumbly. It's got the onion straws on top.
I think you grab the whole thing and take a bite out of it.
Oh my god! And he did the cheese
Oh, and he did.
fries.
And then for
Oh, that was
Lubie,
Brandon. I did not ask
this
for
is
those
Lubie's
fries.
revenge. This
That
is the
was
Dirty
Brandon.
South Burger.
I didn't
Oh,
ask for
wow,
those
look at
fries.
that.
954
That was
Burger
Brandon
Month
joining in on my fun.
going on.
Jesus, I
But
don't know.
nobody could complain about the portions on Let's Eat South Florida. If you
No,
went to Batch Southern Kitchen, my God, those are humongous. And
This
those
is-
aren't like Mayo specials. That's what they actually serve you, which is
this is
really good.
Yeah, special. That's
Um,
funny.
and now I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I'm looking around like
You're going to have to eat 7
wall-to-wall
entrees.
food.
Yeah.
That is all the Lubie section.
Yeah.
This is the Mayo
At least they
section.
separated it from them.
And we're going to get into the bites in a second. We got to talk about things that are upcoming this week because it is, of course, Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's also air show weekend. So if you
Really?
do hear the
Believe me,
roar
I know
of
it. The planes are flying right over my head as we speak.
Oh,
Our
I like
angels are out practicing.
Okay. No, believe it or not, I was up in Lauderdale by the Sea at Town Hall this morning with our friend Brad. We have to do something for organizing a upcoming event in the summertime and wanted to go through all the proper protocols. So, yeah, while we were sitting in Town Hall, we heard the roar of the Blue Angels. It seems like they've settled down now. But if you do hear that over the course of the hour, just bear with us because this is what happens.
I used to love the Air and Sea Show. I didn't realize they were still doing
The
it.
air show is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Mother's Day is Sunday. Tell you what, if you want to deal with the whole tumult of the beach, but still want to hear the roar of the jets, and
You can park your car over here and see most of the show from Lauderdale by the Sea, my location. I'll walk you straight across to the beach, $20 a car, and you can park here.
or you could park
I'm here.
in the garage here for 4 hours right next to Batch, take a little shuttle across Las Olas.
Don't let them see you going to the beach, though, once
Yeah,
you leave
no.
the parking lot.
Well,
Yeah, they'll put a boot on your car, you'll be done.
Come in first, get your brunch,
Yeah,
weekend
then
brunch Saturday and Sunday. But of course, Sunday being Mother's Day, they've got some special touches going on.
You don't think they're on to the people there that are pulling out of into those spaces and then carrying a beach chair on their back and getting on a bus nearby? You got to be.
That would
kidding
be a
me.
little suspicious. But
Yeah.
hey, you notice in front of me now that's behind all the food. This is their special rosé sangria that preparing for Mother's Day. Now, every mom who comes in for brunch on Sunday will get a free gift from Batch, and they're really good about giving away little goodies. I know this because I found out from a source here that my brother and sister-in-law, Stephen and Burl and Tracy, came in for the first time. Very unobtrusive.
Oh, they didn't even talk to you about it. Oh, that's
They didn't
interesting.
tell me, but
They didn't
were-
drop your name? Oh, they did,
No.
obviously,
No,
because
no,
they
no,
were
no,
aware
no,
of it. Yeah.
They did the right thing, and they did the honest thing because they came in. It was their first time here, and they said, "We found out about you on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox,
Nice.
and Let's Eat South Florida."
Good for them.
And
See,
then,
I'm wondering if anybody ever did that in the 50 years I've been saying, hey, and tell them Defo sent you. If like somebody goes running into a store they've never been in before and go, hey, you know what? Defo sent me.
in this
Not normal.
case,
People
it was
all
the
go,
truth. But then
go to
the-
attention.
the general manager started chatting them up, and then basically, then my brother
Give
spilled
it
the
away.
beans. And goes, "Well, actually, I'm Mike Mayo's brother," and
Yeah, but
and
still.
then apparently they got they had some beautiful happy hour items. They had the shrimp and grits that I understand was
they're
tremendous.
fantastic.
And then the general manager ended up giving a little goodie box to go, and that usually has little sample bottles of their
Oh, that
wonderful
thing's great. Yeah.
the pecan infused whiskey, which Tracy loved. She had one of those pecan infused whiskey sours.
Nice.
They had a great experience here Tuesday night, and so if you bring mom here on Sunday, they also will get treated well and feeded with some little gifts
Yep.
and boxes and
Yep.
things that they love to take care of their guests here. You really can't beat the service. And again, the people on Let's Eat have been raving about the extra mile that Kevin and crew go to. But the other thing that's going to be specialty for Sunday is this rosé sangria, and I'm going to lift a glass to you, Defocus. This
Thank
is
you.
something I see both you and Mustang.
I could see Defo in this thing definitely putting this down.
I'm a big sangria fan. I like it either with white or red wine, but I guess I would normally order red wine sangria.
This is like more of like a blush spritzer.
Yeah, that's
They're
feels like
calling it a
spectrum.
sangria. It's so light.
It's very light.
I mean, it's something that even I am able to partake in, even with my new lifestyle regimen. I'm going to run down the list. They have some rosé wine in here, lemon, orange liqueur, framboise, which is a fancy French liqueur. I don't even know what a
was gonna
framboise
say,
is.
Framboise?
I've never heard of
Framboise. Or as we pronounce it in Brooklyn, framboise.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know.
And
If
then
I saw that, I would
rosewater.
pronounce that right.
Didn't they Framboise run in the Preakness in
Yeah.
1978?
exactly.
I think that was the jockey, Jean-Luc Framboise.
Yeah.
Um,
Jean-Luc Samine was on the horse. He was a real jerk to me, this guy.
Rose water is the finishing ingredient, and it gives it that light and fragrant touch. This is a summertime drink that goes
No, it's
perfect
really nice.
with all the
Especially
vegan
as it's
and
getting a
vegetarian
little warmer.
offerings. All right, let's talk for a minute about the Panthers game last night. I got to give props
That
to
was
both
glorious.
our friend Pat Utter was
Oh
adamant,
yeah.
adamant when we were in there on Tuesday saying, bet the bank, bet the house, bet the
Yeah,
farm, bet
he
the
was.
mortgage on the Panthers in game 2 and the series. He thinks they're coming all the way back, but he was like, he couldn't be more dead set about a sure thing. And God, was he right. And in the middle of that game last night when it was up 5-1 and then 6-1, and then it turned into Slapshot, the Paul Newman movie, where
Fisticuffs, yep.
just brawls everywhere. Defo, how do you think Reno? How many multiple orgasms did Reno Sorbonne have during that whole
Oh my
third
God!
period?
I mean, he probably had bouillabaisse on the house for everybody that came in after the game at Heritage. No, that was great, and you love it. It's funny because everybody's crying about the officiating in the NBA, and it really has been a disgrace
Been a joke.
in both the Philadelphia Knicks series and now subsequent to that, Knicks and the Pacers. Although I don't know how large of a factor it was in the game last night. Rick Carlisle got thrown out, and it was ugliness. But you're watching the NBA, and they're calling all of this baloney, where a guy barely even touches a guy or the guy flops. And then in the NHL, bodies are flying like it's the closing moments of WrestleMania, including Kachuk. Matt Kachuk coming over the boards. Did he even have a stick? And he comes flying in there with the head scissors on Pasternak. And then they literally beat the crap out of each other with Kachuk having a large upper hand. You don't usually see that many clean shots.
If you were scoring that fight, he got a couple of good jabs in there.
It was TKO. There was no doubt about it.
And I don't know. It's kind of amazing to me that they still let the fisticuffs go on in hockey, that it's just part of the culture. Because, if basketball teams did that, there would be such a hue and cry. There'd be calls for, FBI investigations and police involvement. Because let's face it, it's just outright racism. You let the white farm boys from Canada just duke it out all they want. But as soon as maybe a couple of NBA players get into it, you're going to be hearing all kinds of things about.
Well, basketball players also suck at fighting. Like whenever we've seen the basketball fights,
they're
boring. I'd rather them call fouls and just end it. Hockey fights, it's like a barroom brawl. Like these guys forget that there's a camera and fans.
It's comical, though.
Literally, Kachuk had Pasternak's head in his hand and was just pounding him on the ice.
And the ref's in the middle there trying to stop this thing, but he's right there on the ground with him, getting pummeled as well.
It was classic.
I mean, you needed Richard Steele there last night. It was great. But that's the culture of the game. I mean, they don't pull punches, so to speak. You didn't used to see that though, Mike Mayo, because you were a hockey writer, and our good friend Eddie Kaplan had a theory years ago, and I'm not sure it applies anymore. And that was when you got to the postseason, when you got to the playoffs, you didn't see as many fights, if any, and you rarely saw a lot of penalties being committed. That they really just kind of cleaned things up because they didn't want to be in a compromising situation, maybe losing a top player for 10 minutes or a game misconduct, and having guys in the penalty box. Yet it seems like all of these series, I mean, pretty much everything I've watched has been nothing but a hockey bloodbath.
Yeah,
so
bloodbath.
I don't know if that's changed over the years, but I don't think it was quite that way in the postseason in the past.
Until they start handing out suspensions, one game or a suspension again, that if you leave the bench or if you fight that you're going to miss a game the next game, then I think, that would turn things around in a hurry if they really wanted to clean up. This was obviously one of those things where a game gets out of hand. And the Bruins felt so humiliated that in hockey culture, it's like, okay, we're going to be going back to our own building. We've got to get our team, our boys fired up. Let's just drop the gloves and start punching. And, the first go around was just like a draw. Everybody was kind of pulling and tugging. And then that aftershock of, after that first round was over, and then to see Kachuk and Pasternak, the two stars.
The two best players. Yeah. It was weird.
That was weird. I don't know what was said.
It's funny. Kachuk's father, too, there's a fighter named Danny Garcia whose father is a maniac. He's always in his corner, and he's always creating all kinds of mayhem at the press conferences, like he was Conor McGregor, cursing the guy out, pointing fingers. And Kachuk's father looked very much like this Angel Garcia guy. I mean, he's up there in the crowd with his mother. I mean, and they're just like egging him on to continue fighting. You would think they would be horrified that their son might have gotten hurt. I mean, you got skates flying. I mean, anything can happen. It's a very very
They're very
dangerous
proud.
thing.
It was a very proud moment for these
Yeah,
Canadian.
and they're like applauding. It's a different mentality all the way
different
around.
beast.
Yeah,
Bottom
and the
line is-
officials. I mean, imagine the officials, the hockey officials in the NBA. There wouldn't be a single foul call. They'd be laughing at the
Yes.
contact that goes on there.
Now, Defoe. So this again, the Panthers did what they needed to do. They
Yes.
made a statement. They,
Yep.
they emphatically tied up the series at 1.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what does that set up for us in Boston?
Clam chowder night. I mean, they're going to be firing chowder at each
Pivotal.
other's heads.
Pivotal
A
game
pivotal
three.
game 3.
Well, everything's pivotal. I mean, as you can see, had the Panthers not rallied when it looked like they were a little bit flat to begin the ball game again, then you would have had a pivotal game 3
Yeah, well,
with different connotations attached to it. Like
I
bringing
called
depth.
last night. Game 2 was crucial for the
Oh,
Panthers
okay.
because
It was
they need-
pivotal, though. I mean, to turn the series around.
No, the pivot point is when everything is even. So, like, you got the seesaw that's even, and then it pivots. So,
I think they're
like,
all pivotal.
They're all pivotal.
Like in
only
playoffs.
when it's knotted up at one game.
Well,
or
I mean,
two.
think of this statistic that came out in the NBA that 68% of the teams that win Game 1
Yep.
in the NBA go on to win the series. So is Game 1 not pivotal? I mean, 7 out of 10 teams go
They're
on to win the
definitely
series.
pivotal. They're pivotal and also maybe determinative.
Where'd you come up with that? You've had too much of that vegetarian chili, man. Starting to have an impact on your mind. Is there a worm up there, an amoeba like JFK?
Something is eating my. Is that the greatest headline ever?
RFK? Yeah,
Yeah,
RFK.
RFK's camp says the worm eating his brain will not affect his presidency.
Oh my God! They said that out loud.
You could probably say that about the other two guys in the race,
I see
too.
what you supposedly said, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
No, I have
They
to
both
say,
seem to be impacted by the
this
same
is
thing.
so funny. It was a headline
I
that
haven't
I
seen
guess
that exact thing.
it was Vanity Fair sent it out saying RFK Jr.'s campaign says the worm that ate part of his brain will not affect his ability to serve as president.
I have a restaurant thing for you, Mike Mayo. Maybe we can
All
get
right,
into it
because
in
we
the
need
next
to
segment.
take a break. I need to
yeah,
take a
'cause,
bite of this jackfruit. Let me do
You may
jackfruit.
not like the source of the topic, but nonetheless, I
Can I
think
take
it's
a-
worth looking into.
I'm going to let you ask the question. I'm going to take a bite of this jackfruit.
No, go
sandwich.
ahead. I'm going to save this thing because it's a New York trend, and I'm wondering if it's something that might be evolving in South Florida. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it personally, but maybe you have because you travel around quite a bit more than I do these days, especially when I'm walking around like Chester from Gunsmoke. But so, how is that thing, Mike Mayo?
It's a very interesting sandwich in that
Yeah, I mean,
the
what kind of
jackfruit-
flavor are you getting?
I'm
It's
getting.
a jackfruit
like-
special here.
It
It
tastes
looks
like,
like meat.
it tastes like pulled pork and barbecue sauce.
That's
Oh yeah,
That's what it tastes like, and the texture of the jackfruit tastes like very soft and kind of like braised pulled pork that has been sitting in, that has been, going low and slow.
yeah. like
And
a brisket or pork.
the jackfruit, it gives this replica
it's
of.
affected your ability to speak. I think.
Maybe you're struggling.
You're all right.
It's good.
It looks like a pulled pork sandwich. Like it's freaking me out.
It really does. I mean, I would say this, and I know you're not a big fan of this theory either, right? But I will say this from having tried a variety of these type of products. Not sure that they're that much better for you, but the sort of imitation meat, if you want to call it that, or meat that's made, or meat flavors that
Yeah,
are evolving from vegetables, has really not only gained a lot of variety, but has improved immensely from its initial offerings.
In contrast to things like the Impossible Burger or the Beyond Burger,
Like, this is
But
actually
even those have gotten better. I mean, they
those
really
have
have.
gotten better, but,
But
they're
they're
still
not great
they're
for you.
lab grown. They're created. If you look at the ingredients, it's
Yeah, I know you're
like
not happy about that.
soy and protein and it's like fake blood.
glutamase and whatever.
Yeah, this is actually a fruit. It's actually derived from the jackfruit,
That's
and
big.
it's just the way they are able to shred and use the actual meat of the fruit.
Yep.
It's the pulp of the jackfruit. It gives this really nice texture that replicates the pulled pork sandwich
Wow,
in a
that's
really
awesome.
incredible way. It tastes like, the barbecue sauce is that kind of, the sweet hickory flavored, and then I'm gonna eat the jackfruit itself right now.
I think you ought to finish that whole thing, and don't neglect the salads there.
Tastes like
But-
there's some nuts in. Is there some kind of like nut in there, like a little bit of? It's a cashew, no, or a little bit of like again that gives it that little crunch, the texture. Good stuff. All right, we got to
Very nice.
take our first break again. Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap.
What a great spot!
Big week coming up. Mother's Day, Sunday, and when you come in, Mom's going to get a little
Yeah,
gift,
these are nice.
and you're going to get your nice rosé sangria. This is one of the lightest, most beautiful drinks.
Really, it tastes clean and it tastes fresh and it tastes like the summer. Like it's the kind of thing that you could just be out here and it's getting warmer on the outside, but it feels nice.
Rosé,
in their
lemon,
patio,
orange liqueur.
And this drink is fantastic.
Framboise. I still don't know what framboise is, but it really does the trick. And then rose water. Yeah, it's a classy drink.
It's really nice.
Come on in this Sunday. Enjoy it here. Batch, 525 North Federal Highway. They have their full brunch menu. I assume they're still going to be offering their usual bottomless cocktail options that you can is always an option here on their Saturday and Sunday brunch service. They have lunch and dinner 7 days. They have, if you want to have that dirty South burger, which we're going to be talking more about Burger Month. If you want,
Lubie hasn't even tried that yet.
I took a quarter of it. I don't know if I could take more than that. I don't know if I could get more into it.
What restraint.
Trying.
I have to mention the free parking, but don't park there and go to the air show because they'll tell you, you get the 4 hours. Come on in here for a nice brunch. Pull into that garage that's right next door in the apartment complex on the side street.
The shops and restaurants.
Again, Batch and the other shops here that come on in, hassle-free parking, beautiful dining, no matter what. Batch, tell them the Lunchbox sent you, and maybe you'll run into my brother, Burl Mayo.
There you go.
All right, let's come back, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and daily fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Back on the Lunchbox, the lighter summer version from Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. My mouth is just filled with all kinds of lettuces and vegetables. I'm digging into now the artichoke, grilled artichoke Caesar salad with some garlic croutons.
That's really nice.
Sample one crouton, but that's very creamy and delicious. Defo, you're a salad guy sometimes, right?
Yes.
You do love
Absolutely, yeah. No, I love croutons too, especially homemade croutons, the kind of things that you're getting there at Batch. I'm curious to see more of this vegetarian vegan chili consumed. We don't have a report yet on the Lubie burger. And then I know you're not a big fan of New York trends coming up on the show here, but I did get a couple of things that I thought were interesting, especially one regarding desserts and pastry chefs and the future thereof. As it seems like a trend, Mike Mayo. One of them is that in New York restaurants, they're serving soft custard for desserts now, soft ice cream, and they're sort of distancing themselves from the idea
getting rid of
at high-end restaurants of having their own in-house pastry chef and or high-end desserts like that. Now, I'm a fan of that. I mean, when you go out to a restaurant, we were at the Cafe Max a couple of weeks ago. They brought out some kind of peanut butter chocolate brownie thing. 4 people ate it. It was absolutely divine. And you're thinking, wow, that's a real treat of going to certain restaurants where you get a great dessert. But what do you think? Will we see this? And have we seen it evolve in South Florida where soft custard and soft ice cream is replacing pastries in some of these high-end restaurants? Is that crept down here yet?
Well, we have seen that some higher end restaurants have their own in-house made gelatos and ice creams that are usually served as an accompaniment to the dessert that is usually still prepared by a separate pastry chef, or one of the top chefs also has some desserts up their sleeves. But yes, it has been a trend.
Okay.
Cost-cutting measures, and again,
Very big in New York right now.
people are squawking about the price of everything in restaurants, and one way for restaurants to cut expenses is to not have their own in-house pastry chef.
Fire the hitting coach.
I
Exactly.
think it's an unfortunate trend, but we don't really see the Carvel soft serve here at the high-end restaurants.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I really haven't seen it.
No, and as whimsical, some places do have a little bit of a soft serve, but again, it's usually in addition or as an accompaniment to dessert. But
I have to say, I always love it when they have a machine that you can go and access yourself unlimited, like they do at some buffets, I guess, or certain dining situations. They have that ice cream machine. Forget about it. I'm on that right away. A little swirl, sprinkles, all kinds of stuff. Maybe the waffle cone. I can't resist it. The
do you like the twist where you get both vanilla and chocolate?
Yeah, I like it either way. It's plain vanilla, plain chocolate, mixed up, whatever they have. It's always great. But I don't know that I'd be inclined to think of having a soft ice cream after a big meal, a fine dining type of big meal at a restaurant.
Like I know they'll do gelato. I know they'll do their own ice cream a lot of the time. I don't know if frozen custard is not something you usually get at nice restaurant.
I think a lot of times now people just skip dessert at the restaurant. They just want to, be done with it or get out of there if they're full. But then what happens usually with my daughter is about an hour after dinner.
Exactly.
You're at Jackson's.
She'll text me and say, "Hey, Dad, you want to go for some either froyo, the frozen yogurt. She's
Some new ice cream that's made out of air.
Exactly. Mayo's all for it.
we go sometimes to the
It's made out of
Sicilianos.
jellyfish.
Sicilianos is a soft serve and it's custard, frozen custard in Hollywood that's been around a long time. Again, I grew up in New York with Carvel, and Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel. We love
I love Carvel.
we do love the soft serve, but it's usually at a separate place afterwards. Culver's is now in town, and they do some of their good concretes and frozen custards there.
Yeah.
But
Right,
again,
so
that would
not
be
happening, right?
a two-part affair where you have dinner like we did at Kaizen the other night. We didn't have dessert at Kaizen, but then we went right into Joey and
straight to
Captain
dairy.
Seville.
They're all
Oh,
good.
nice.
Had the tres leches cake.
That's a whole different story. But that's more in line with having a great dessert at a.
Yeah, exactly. It's
having
always
their
high-end
own
restaurant.
in-house dessert.
All right, so the other thing, and you guys have all these great vegan and vegetarian and non-meat offerings in front of you, which is fantastic, and it's interesting because it's at Bat's Southern Kitchen,
Yep.
where you would be expecting, to see like a lot of pulled
And
pork
they do great fried chicken. This
and things
burger,
like that.
this
And
burger's insane.
They
It's,
have
it's made for
jambalaya. They
sharing
have-
to me, this burger, but it's amazing.
They're known for their jambalaya, shrimp and grits, chicken
all
and
kinds of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they cover
but-
the southern stuff.
But they have all this, and
everything-
yet the other trend, Mike Mayo, that I found interesting because there is a much more of a health consciousness, and restaurants are expanding their horizons in terms of menu offerings, so they can at least accommodate that one vegan that's in your group or whatever.
Yep.
But an influx of steakhouses, high-end steakhouses,
Yep.
in the Big Apple. I don't know if you've seen anything about that, but it was portrayed very well by the food critic in the Post last Sunday. And he was talking about how it's surprising that with the consciousness changing in terms of ways people eat and diet considerations, all of a sudden you're seeing just a wealth, an infusion of steakhouses on the New York dining scene.
Well,
Is that happening here too? Or I know that we always have new ones, but doesn't seem like it's an overwhelming movement.
no,
towards new
I
steakhouses.
would disagree with you. I
Oh, you
think
would? Okay, all right.
It is a mil- It
is
never
a habit.
ceases to amaze me because steak is one of the most plain things that you could always kind of throw on a grill at home.
Yeah.
Yet Americans always seem
Love to
to
go out and
love
get it. Yep.
their steakhouses, and for a celebration or just to feel rich. Boca Raton is like the steakhouse capital of the world,
You
and
do have many of them, yeah.
in the last year, many of them. So this would be in keeping with your New York Post trend piece that's
Yeah.
already been in South.
Well, and they brought
Florida.
Gallagher's down here. That's a New York place.
Gallagher's.
But these are
They
new
have New
places
York-
with high-end chefs, that
But
are
New
well
York
respected.
Time has been in Boca. Meat Market came to Boca. Gallagher's came to Boca. The
Well,
rumor,
Boca was always a meat market for me. I mean, back when I was single, I have to say.
the rumor is that Peter Luger's is eventually going to come into Boca, and keep getting denials about that. But Abe and Louie's is a Boston offshoot there in Boca, and
But
now
were they sold, Abe and Louie's? I thought I read somewhere, maybe even Let's Eat South Florida, that they were going
that
out
was
of
the
business or
rumor
something?
that
Yeah.
Abe and Louie's
Oh,
was
they haven't gone.
propose
Oh,
and
no.
make it again. It has not happened. They
Okay.
keep denying it. Their ownership group, the Tavistock people, keep denying it. But the rumor that went
Nothing
up
happening here.
is that that Abe and Louie's is going to go by the wayside, and that Peter Luger's is poised to come in and take that spot. I don't know.
All right.
Downtown Miami, Brickell, we were talking the high-end steakhouses last week, right?
That's right,
When I went to the new place that I was invited for friends and family night because of Val's sister having a business relationship.
Lubie's still upset about that.
Lafayette Steakhouse.
There. Yeah.
Lafayette Steakhouse officially opened last night.
All right.
did.
And that's
Okay.
in addition to the Salt Bay guy who's been pulling his shtick with the gold leaf for $1,000 for, I can't believe it's still open with the
That's
highway
amazing.
robbery that they
Well,
pull
people
off
we've
there.
talked about it. People like that. So
And then this other one, I didn't realize that also in Brickell, another high-end steakhouse from the New York, the people behind Carbone, Major Food Group, opened a steakhouse in Brickell called the Dirty French. So Dirty French is
You
now
could go to the Hollywood Beach and see that.
yeah, well,
all over.
so I'm saying yes, that this trend in New York has also been seen in
Yeah, yeah.
South
All
Florida.
right. Yeah. See
Now,
that?
let's-
So I'm onto it, Mayo. I mean,
You are onto
You
it.
nailed
Now,
it.
here's
Yeah.
the funny part. Okay, I'm eating all this beautiful, salads and the vegan jackfruit sandwich, and guess where I'm going for dinner tonight?
You're going to
Oh,
New York
Lakers.
Prime. New York Prime on somebody else's dime.
Tropical Acres.
Come
Oh,
on,
Tropical
Nico.
Acres. Okay.
We're leading into a break. We're going to Tropical Acres tonight
You are.
because
The Acres got some love from our good friend Chip Namias, who is
Nice.
quite, scrutinizing and, discriminating when it comes to restaurants. Loves
Yes.
Tropical Acres, and took his friends who have yet to visit. There was like their first visit to South Florida.
and I'm
Big
glad
picture outside with
Oh, that's
smiles on their
cool.
face. Tropical
glad
Acres.
they enjoyed it because look, I think this is a perfectly balanced day for me. I have a little bit of the lighter side, some of these beautiful salads and vegan offerings here at Batch New Southern Kitchen in Fort Lauderdale by day. And then this evening, I have my goddaughter is in town. She's my niece. I don't know, what do you call it? Because it's my ex-wife's brother's daughter. Is it my ex-niece?
No,
or is it
no,
still
she's
my
still your
niece?
And
niece.
they remain with you, yeah.
It's still your niece. Unless
Stepchildren,
screw her.
whether you
They-
had,
And I'm
married again or
still
not.
close
You're
to her.
still close to them,
She's
then
a Buckeye.
that's your niece.
She's going to be a senior at Ohio State next year.
Oh.
And Shayna is in town for Natalia's graduation. She's going to celebrate all next week with her first cousin.
Nice.
And again, she's my goddaughter. I stood in a
Yes.
church, and the church ceiling did not cave in when I basically said that I renounced Satan and the whole Godfather
You did
spiel.
the
It's
whole
all
thing.
true. They
You
say
did the
that
whole
exactly thing
you did the whole
when
thing.
I stood there as her godfather. And basically, we're going to go tonight, the four of us, my daughter and Shayna and Shell, going to go have ourselves some of those beautiful prime rib,
Yep.
filet mignon. Maybe I'll get a piece of
It sucks
fish.
it's not next week because
Huh.
you could have done the Twin Lobster special if you did
Well,
it next week.
if it was next week, the Twin Lobsters are coming back starting on Monday. 2 lobsters with a side dish and a salad. Same price as last year, $39.
Really?
That's amazing.
What are they
Impossible.
going to complain about on Let's Eat? That the same price as last year. You can't say, oh, this inflation is
Yeah,
killing me.
exactly.
Not at Tropical Acres. And Mother's Day, big day coming up for them. One of the rare Sundays that they're open, 1 to 8 p.m. I just talked to Marie over in the office this morning. That's Jack Studiali's sister. She said there's still availability. Maybe not all times for all size groups, but if you want to get in there this Sunday
But you got to call.
with mom, call 954-989-2500. Tropical Acres, the place to go whether you're celebrating an occasion or just another day of living.
Yep.
Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
They're feeding America there, man. It's unbelievable.
Yes, they
They're
are
really doing a
feeding
great
us.
job. Well,
Yeah.
what a terrific choice. So literally, I mean, for Mother's Day, you couldn't do any better. Everybody can find something they're happy with, and they do. I see a smiling Jack Studiali hustling through the restaurant, making things happen, and then trying to dodge the fact that you probably already texted him and said,
Yes.
by the way, I'll be coming in tonight with some very special people.
That's
I
100%.
did just like everybody else. I called the number today.
Sure
Made
you
a
did.
reservation for 4.
All right, Lubie, turn this lying machine
Yeah,
off. No.
exactly. You said, "Oh, Mommy, talk to Maria." I talked to Marie.
Yeah,
You
you're already
talked to her
calling
as
the
Mike
office this
Mayo,
morning.
and she
Oh,
knows you
my
for like
God.
30 years.
Came up on caller ID. She says, Mike. I was like,
So
"Yeah."
transparent, man. It's not funny.
It's-
All right, we're coming back with more. You guys keep slobbering. Save that salad if nobody touches it, man. Put it
I
in the
can bring
box.
it to you,
Bring
honestly.
it by here. Yeah, that looks absolutely fantastic. All right, we're coming back with more. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, the vegetarian mayo, in a moment.
One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to strombolispizza.com to place your order today. Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we are back on the Lunchbox. Jeff Defo DeForest at home base. How is the Achilles doing, and how's the knee doing? I got to get the daily.
Knee got better. I actually canceled my visit with Dr. Cannella because it felt okay yesterday. I just was sick of dealing with doctor's appointments for one day. I wanted to take the day off. The Achilles, surprisingly, I mean, the guy told me, and I think we're all in this condition in some way, but he told me that it was hanging by a thread. That was what he gave me, and I have to say, overall, I mean, it doesn't really feel that bad. It's just that I know I'm not supposed to be walking around on the thing.
You're walking around on it, it's never going to heal up.
Right, it's never going to get better.
Condition. I was talking with the general manager's father. I'm sorry, the general manager, his father.
We were talking with Dick Steen. Dick Steen knows all.
I was talking with Dick Steen. He's had recurring Achilles problems. I was talking to the general manager. His father had recurring Achilles problems. The bottom line is this, Defo. Get yourself one of those tricycles. Get that weight.
That's what I told him.
Tricycle,
I told him.
If you're walking around on it, even though it might feel okay, it's going to be hanging by a thread forever. Until we're no longer hanging by a thread.
No, so I was supposed to pick up on Tuesday. I actually went to get this special boot because the one that they gave me was so cumbersome. I was telling Lubie, I think that. You know the movie Face Off? Do you remember that? Where Nick Cage and Travolta trade faces, and then they put Nick Cage, who was actually Travolta or whatever, in this hideous prison, like just a Stone Age type of prison thing, where they did have these boots that latched you to the floor. And then you couldn't move at all. It was real draconian type of stuff, and that's what they gave me at first. So I thought, well, there must be something that is a little less cumbersome, because I was thinking I can't drive in this thing or do anything, so I'm going to be stuck. And so they sent me to a place, but then for the first time ever, a little hitch popped up with Medicare coverage where they said, well, we need 2 days to clear this with Medicare. So I'm supposed to pick the thing up tomorrow, and then
it's like a 2-day waiting period to get your gun permit or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe DeSantis had something to do with this.
How much you fleeced Medicare?
Make sure senior citizens don't heal properly, but nonetheless,
you got to verify your.
I'm supposed to pick this thing up tomorrow, but it's going to be weird because you couldn't wear this around the house here. Because of the stairs. So
all I'm telling you is that if you got to deal with the stairs,
well, it feels like the tricycle thing's to move when he's out of the house.
Yeah, and even in the house, if you're going up and down stairs, it's never going to heal. I mean, Dick Steen told me he basically got himself a Craftmatic adjustable bed and just sat in that thing for 6 weeks at one.
People do that, yeah.
And he said, unless you do that, I know it sounds draconian.
That sucks.
That that eventually it's either never going to heal or you're going to eventually need the surgery that you're trying to avoid anyway.
Yeah,
So
no, it's
I'm not a
it's a little
doctor.
problematical. Yeah,
I just play one on the
On
internet.
the lunchbox.
And
you sound like my Jewish mother. I mean,
It's never
going to heal up. You'll never be
Well, you got to listen to your doctors and you got to keep the weight off of it. That's
No,
all.
I've been pretty
trying.
much
He's
staying
trying.
off of
He's
it. I
trying.
mean, I haven't been doing anything, and which is not
Meanwhile,
good. Yeah.
Talking about keeping the weight off. I'm trying, and I'm surrounded here by a bevy of vegetables. Again,
Would somebody
unbelievably
please dive into that salad and give me a review, please?
I already
'Cause,
had
that
some,
thing is calling
and
my
I'm
name.
going to give you again because I'm eating less these days. I've already had a very fulfilling lunch,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, the sleeper hit of the whole thing. Again, this is vegan, except they
Devo
put
would
some.
love this.
They put
the
some
feta.
feta cheese
You
on
don't
it
need
to
the
make
feta.
it
They're probably gonna-
vegetarian.
they can
You
get
had
like
me at
that.
feta cheese.
That quinoa apple salad with a lemon vinaigrette, and
I
again,
love that stuff.
little
Yeah.
crumbles of feta that makes it
And
vegetarian.
there's some raisins, some golden raisins. Which are nice.
We've got that again, the grilled artichoke Caesar salad, delicious,
It's really
creamy
nice.
dressing, very
That looks great.
satisfying.
Yeah.
We've got the jackfruit sandwich, which jackfruit is
Now, what's on the side there with the jackfruit sandwich? What's in the
That's a
middle?
salad. Another
Another
salad.
salad.
Okay.
Lots
All
of
right.
salad.
And again, the reason I'm not diving in, the texture and the flavor, it's just like a pulled pork sandwich. The problem with me now
the
is I'm
barbecue
cutting
sauce.
down on my sugars. It is a very sweet kind of barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
So you know me, Mr. Discipline, right here. The sleeper hit, the vegetarian chili. It has two kinds of beans, some lentils, some sliced avocado, sour cream, which makes it
And you can get rid of that.
vegetarian instead of the
you can have
vegan.
no sour cream.
Some diced Bermuda onion. This is fantastic. Great flavor. I could eat the whole bowl, but then you won't want to be standing anywhere near me later.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it won't do that for you. This Kevin, I love it because when he comes on the show, you can hear like the innovation just oozing out of this man. And I mean, look at this creativity. It's absolutely fantastic.
And I don't know if you caught the post on the Let's Eat group. Somebody came in and raved about the jackfruit sandwich and saying how it's nice to find a place that actually is catering to
Vegetarian
vegans,
friendly.
thinking of vegans. So then Kevin followed it up with how they're experimenting with some new vegan dishes, and he did that. Look very creative. Did you see it? Those corn ribs where they sliced off chunks of corn on the cob, but made it look like ribs, and they did a dry rub on it, and they roasted it, and then they had it on a plate like it looks like a rack of ribs, except it's all these little kind of slivers of corn. And a lot of people on the group were going crazy for it and said, "Oh yeah, I'd eat that." Obviously, me with my other diverticulitis condition,
You
it
can't really eat corn.
I would taste a bite, but it looked great. But he's always thinking, and they're trying to
Oh,
get
it's great.
again, more things. Because again, people say Southern, they think heavy food, they think of fried foods, but it's not all that here. Obviously, you can get some of the greatest things like the biscuits and the fried chicken and waffles, but they have plenty of options for those who want to get into their.
That burger looks humongous, though. I mean,
All right,
it really
now-
does. Look at
Now
that.
that we've done enough
Holy crap.
for the vegans and vegetarian crowd, let's
Let's get
talk
some Lubie involved. here.
9.5 for Burger Month.
Yes.
Can you describe the burger? Because can't say his name. B.
We can
That's
say his
his
name. We
name.
can't say his last name because
Brandon.
there's lots of Brandons in the world.
Okay.
So someone asked, "What's on the burger?" Is it
It's a double. They call it a
Two-thirds?
cheese sauce.
but how much burger? Like I think it's
It's a half-pound burger.
is that it's
half
half
pound?
pound,
I
right?
believe it's Angus meat.
Yeah, it's a half pound, high quality meat.
They have this cheese sauce that I think is a blend of smoked Gouda.
No, I
and
think they have
cheddar.
American cheese and a cheese sauce. It feels like there's a lot of cheese on this thing.
It's a cheesy wonder.
There's onion strings. They have their fire and ice pickles. Then and this was online. I
They
answered.
call it their B1 aioli.
They do a B1 aioli to say screw you to A1, and they do also a bacon jam because there was a flavor. I'm like, there's a sweetness. That's a nice compliment to everything. That's sort of
The bacon
savory,
jam gives it the smokiness, a little bit more
a little
flavor.
sweet with the savory,
fat.
and it was nice. And I'm like,
It's an incredible burger.
It's a-
I
I think it's
had
meant
it.
for sharing. I mean, look, that's what's cool. That's why I like the brunches
Hell
here.
no, I'd dive into that thing. and
You probably would.
demolish it.
I like getting 2 or 3 different dishes, and you have a little bit of everything. That's sort of how we dine when we're here, and this is like perfect.
And this dovetails perfectly into our next spot for 954 Burger
Yes,
Month
sir.
in conjunction with our fine friends at
Wow.
Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. I don't know if this burger here, the Dirty South Burger at Batch, is on the official heat map for Burger Month, but it definitely
be.
You
deserves
might have to write that in, Mike.
You
Mayo.
have to.
right
Yes.
in.
Those of
exactly,
you-
right in.
burger lovers out there, Burger Beast, I even told he should
he'd
come
love
in
this burger.
here.
He doesn't like he's like you where he wants it simple, but even if you like it simple, this is fantastic.
This is one of those burgers where, yeah, you could and really should split it if you.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of food.
Mindful, but it's so damn delicious. I have destroyed those in a solo setting. But again,
you can too.
954 burgermonth.com is the place to go for all your info and intel. Last night, Burger Beast had another one of his get-togethers. He's going to have one more on next Wednesday
15th.
night up in Wilton Manors. I think it's called I don't even know what it's called. The Burger Truck. Hey, look up 954 Burger
truck.
Month.
It's not a food truck.
It's called food truck something, but it's not a food truck.
Stores. I think it's like the food truck store.
The food truck store has
but it's
burgers.
not it's a restaurant. It's not an actual food truck.
Confused? Just go to 954burgermonth.com. All your questions will be answered.
Exactly.
But the thing that there is no confusion about, an event that I won't be able to make, but I think Lubie is going to be standing in.
I'll be there.
Sunday, May 19th at our friends at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill.
Oh, nice.
Burger Beast making the Broward debut of his Cruz Diablo burger, which is a fiery.
Well, you two like more
delicious.
spicy things. It sounds like the kind of thing you two guys would like.
Yeah, it's one of those smash burgers. And then, of course, Gilbert's is going to be featuring their Havarti bacon burger on a garlic butter rubbed English muffin. It's one of the great burgers in Broward. And there's also going to be a third burger on hand, which I can't even remember at this point. It's going to be, they might even have some soft serve there for you.
Yes, I think there's going to have desserts. They're going to have 3 or 4 kinds of burgers. It's going to be a party, and your ticket gets you to a little bit of everything.
Tickets available on eventbrite.com, but go onto the 954burgermonth.com or vlfoodwine.com websites to click through to get to your tickets. And again, I think the $50 gets you a lot of burger
party
coverage. It's a party. There's going to be music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sunday,
and
May 19th
will be there
from noon till whenever.
And no mayo.
And no mayo, which
that might be a positive.
Big positive. No mayo in shorts. I showed up in shorts at Grandpa's yesterday.
People took exception to that?
Just the Burger Beast.
You look fine in shorts, man.
You would have thought I was naked. I mean, people
well, maybe you were.
I was taking videos.
They didn't like the legs.
The Mustang keeps wondering when I'm going to leave the house and forget to put my pants on. And I tell you what, that day's coming sooner than later.
Hairy legs. All right, let's take our final break, and then we'll come back to wrap up this edition from Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Fort Lauderdale after these words. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, It's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open face smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Look how good I was today, Defo. I took that little sliver of the biscuit, and I didn't even eat all of it. I still have a little bit of a...
Don't deny yourself. See, and then you won't have the cravings for it.
It's not denying.
Yeah.
I already had the bite. It was so satisfying. It was great. I had the bite of the jackfruit sandwich.
That is among the tastiest of biscuits you will find anywhere.
Oh, it's
it
my
really,
favorite.
really is a great job. Yeah.
It's an incredible item.
No, they do a great
And
a
a
great
couple
job.
more notes about our friends here at Batch. Besides having the Mother's Day festivities this Sunday, where you can order these beautiful rosé sangrias, later in the month for Memorial Day, they're going to have on Monday the 27th Memorial Day brunch. So you can celebrate the 3-day weekend with a special Monday brunch, a free Bloody Mary or a mimosa with a brunch purchase for anyone with an active military ID or VA card. So one way to remember for those who serve, come on here to Batch on Memorial Day, and you will get yourself a free cocktail with your ID. In June, big month, Friday, June 14th.
That's my dad's birthday.
Well, it's also somebody else's birthday who's on trial right now in New York.
It is.
But it also is Flag Day. But forget all that.
Did you see this out of the trial, Mike Mayo and Lubie?
I
That
don't
Stormy Daniels actually said that the Knicks were getting favorable calls from the referees during her testimony, and they didn't even bother cross-examining her on that. They knew it was true.
And that was just accepted as truth. Like
It was
not
just
even,
accepted.
Everybody in New York was talking about
not
this
even
hose
the
job.
defense
Yeah.
counsel would counsel
So
around
anyways,
that.
Friday, June 14th.
Friday, June
beside Robert
14th,
Lewis
National
and Donald Trump.
Bourbon Day. This is one of the big holidays on the calendar here at Batch.
Nice.
And look at this. $6.14 Blanton's and Eagle
Really?
Rare
Oh, Blanton's
bourbons
is like-
all day long. Blanton's, I don't
Blanton's
know,
is
is it
a high
that stuff
level.
with the horsey on the
Blanton's
top?
is a high level.
You're going to
whiskey.
get this for
Blanton's is
$6.14
super high level whiskey.
per
Wow.
serving, per
That's
shot.
right.
Bottled by the shot price
I
at that
might
point.
on with this whole bottle right now. I love the
Yeah.
horsey. And,
Blanton's is really high level.
Mystic
whiskey.
Dan. That's Mystic Dan right there.
That's
he was
amazing.
the champion.
$6 for that.
But yeah,
I think that horse ran faster than just a touch we gave out.
June 14th.
You could have thrown the
I'm
bottle down the
surfing,
stretch and not.
And that's a big weekend for me. It's also Father's Day on the 16th and
is.
my birthday on the 17th. But
Nice.
16th, Father's Day, bring Dad in for dinner and he'll get a free
Yeah,
old
honestly.
fashioned on us. Oh, my
Nice.
goodness. And they're going to have a special prime rib that night. So, again, that's perfect for me because Sunday, Tropical Acres is closed. I'm going to come in here for my
Honestly.
old fashioned and prime rib on Father's Day. That sounds like a plan. All the good stuff happening here at Batch. I got to also put in some other words for Mother's Day. Casa D'Angelo, high-end, exquisite, fine dining, Italian style. 3 locations. They are open for Mother's Day, and there is still some availability left. Give them a call. Aventura, Fort Lauderdale flagship right here, 1201 North Federal Highway, Boca Raton on East Palmetto Park Road. And then yesterday, how good was that? At the
J&C
new
was fantastic.
J&C Oyster, they are also open for
Yeah,
Mother's
so
Day.
Devo was very jealous because he actually it's one of those
I really want to try that place
he
after everything I've
he's
seen
being
about
a
it.
good boy
Yeah.
himself, not getting around. I promised him that we would all go maybe to dinner one time
We
there.
had some very good
Because Caesar was
stuff.
fantastic, and Caesar said, "Look, you guys want to come out? Let me know." And we're always good about taking people
All right,
up. on their
let's do
offer.
it.
Composed
So we need to get Defo out there.
small plates. They have that hamachi appetizer.
That was fantastic.
Unbelievably good. They also had these broiled oysters, not grilled oysters, but broiled. And they have
Broiled,
this
nice.
like special Japanese mayonnaise that they layer
really
on
nice.
top. So it gives it this like velvety touch. It was really a creamy, delicious oyster
Well, and you
treat.
said, and look, and I'm a big red curry fan specifically, but a lot of places I don't know. It feels I've either gotten it whether it's come out white where it's no flavor or it's too much.
No, the Thai red
Spice.
crab curry dish.
That was
is
I
one
brought
of
it
the
home for
most
Shirley and me. It
outstanding
was
thing.
amazing.
Going to J&C Oyster. They're open for dinner Wednesday through Sunday from 5 to 10 p.m. jandcoyster.com
Yes.
to get your reservations and information. Fantastic place. Barely open a month, and they're already just killing it with
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
beautiful.
great dishes.
Very
And
exciting
finally,
when that happens. Yeah.
if you want to stay home and just maybe grill for mom and let her
Which is
just
what my
like
family used to do.
sit on the
honestly.
couch, maybe somebody could give her a foot massage, and then you'll be outside grilling some nice fish or shrimp or steaks. Go to Delaware Chicken and Seafood
Market.
Farm. That's at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It's been there over 60 years. They have great value, selection, service. You'll get in and out. They're open 7 days. You can get what you want from mom. If she's a fish lover, they got great fresh fish. If she's a steak or chicken lover, can't beat their fresh poultry or their steaks. They got some premium, great cuts, the ribeye and the sirloin strip. It is a beautiful place for home cooking. Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market in Hollywood. I think that's going to do it, right? We
Yes,
got
sir.
it all in. We got it all done. And let's see. So let's see. Also, Jack Studiali just chimes in Father's Day. They're going to be open for Father's Day, too, at Tropical Acres.
Called you
He
out.
heard me. He called me
called you
out
out.
saying, oh, maybe I'll come here. Maybe I'll do a double header, Jack. Maybe I'll
That's
go
funny.
there.
He knows
Then come
you
here.
can do that.
Maybe I'll have old fashions and prime rib everywhere. We love all our sponsors. And
Yeah.
Jack, I'll see you tonight. I'm coming in there with the family, and I am looking forward. What do you think I should have tonight, Tifo? Should I be on my health kick and have a nice piece of fish? They have the lane snapper,
They do nice fish.
or should I have maybe the lamb chops?
I was
or
going to be a
filet
jerk
mignon?
off and tell you to get the pasta.
Yeah.
Getting the pasta.
I mean, known as a steakhouse, but should not be underestimated for the greatness of their seafood and the quality.
It's
Obviously, the
nice.
lobster special people are
Yeah.
aware of, but everything I've had there has always been terrific. It really is a great place.
I can't wait to get back in because that's my favorite thing is when I go in there and I go with a companion and one of us gets like a fillet or the prime rib, the other one gets the twin lobster special. You
Yeah,
get
a little bit
yourself
of
a
both.
surf and turf.
Yep.
You do it on a Monday or Tuesday night when it's half price wine night,
Cover all the bases.
and
Happy hour.
it's basically
is
you get out of there for $100 for two for unbelievably good surf and turf dinner. All right, see you tonight, Jack. Defo, I don't know when I'm going to see you again. Are you hobbled?
Yeah, I got to pick up this brace tomorrow, so I'm kind of off the circuit. But
You won't even be
After
able
that-
to beat men for the Gulfstream festivities?
you know what? It's a long schlep from the parking lot, so I'm not.
No. I'm saying beaming
Do what you
in
did
from-
today. Do what
I'll
you
be
did
happy to beam in. I mean,
Well, beam
Lubie's
in.
usually opposed
Yeah,
to
we
it.
love
We
but,
that.
welcome you to beam
Yeah.
in
Well, no, I
anytime.
mean, we're
I'm
doing
more than
both.
happy to be on the show and watch you guys
We're-
eat.
yeah.
It's great.
No, we're going to put you in the posters.
I could actually taste the stuff because I've been to Batch Enough, and I tell you what, it's one of those things where certain places you crave certain things that they have, and you start thinking, man, I got to get to Batch, and they've had that impact on me with a lot
and
of
you've
their
been
dishes.
to Gulfstream enough where you
I
taste
said
the defeat.
I taste defeat, yeah, the agony of
Um,
defeat, man. Yeah.
And you've also tasted enough. Joe Beja is going to be gone tomorrow. They have
Oh.
a new executive chef that they just
Nice.
announced the hiring. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Even though Joe is going to be gone, we'll be
yeah, well,
talking more 10 Palms, Gulfstream, getting ready for the Preakness. He's going to be up in Baltimore at Old Hilltop. But Defo will beam in by satellite.
I'm coming in.
We'll get Tony
Nice.
Segreto
I'll
in
call
the
my
flesh.
bets into you, and I'll pay you Tuesday for any
right.
losses that are incurred.
All right, that was a good show. I feel light, vibrant, healthy, ready
You look
to get
you look
into my
good, kid.
show.
You do.
So it's all good.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Brandon, or
Yeah,
B,
Brandon's
as we
best.
call him. Next month, we will be able to
He's
not
going to
only
join us for the
name
first time.
him, we'll be able to feature him on the show.
Is he like a radio guy sitting out a non-compete?
Yes,
So
it's-
even though he's at the
it's-
station and everybody knows that he's there and he's the guy that's talking, they don't
He
want to
actually
name
has to
him.
work, unlike in radio
Yeah.
where they like put you in the room closet and say,
Yeah.
don't work, but be here. He's actually working. He just can't be here
No,
talking
He
about
can't
that.
be known. Can't be a known person as working. Some
As well as
chatter
the SEC said,
that
yeah, that's a load of
the
garbage.
SEC has thrown out
Which it is. I
non-competes
think it
as
is a little bit.
illegal, but that is subject to further litigation. So, erring on the side of caution, he still will remain
Yeah.
nameless, voiceless, and faceless for
Till next
at least this episode. All right, Defo, we'll let you go. Stay
See you
off
later,
that
man.
freaking
All right.
ankle. All right, have a good one. Enjoy every salad. Enjoy every sandwich.